Welcome to the interpretation of your personality test results. After watching this video, we hope you will gain a better understanding of yourself in terms of your ability to sustain interest in and effort toward very long-term goals. If you have any questions along the way, just list them down and send it to us after watching this interpretation video. Have you ever wanted something so much in your life that you work so hard to get it? Just like the character in this video. You may be just like Ormy, or you might want to be like Ormy, working hard, not giving up on getting what you want and achieving your goals, even in the midst of failures. That is grit. The grit scale measures your level of grit. The higher your score in this test, the higher your grit level. The maximum score is 5, which means that you are extremely gritty. The lowest score is 1, which means that you are not at all gritty. So what is grit? Grit involves working strenuously toward challenges, maintaining effort and interest over years despite failures, adversities, and plateaus in progress. The gritty individual approaches achievement as a marathon. His or her advantage is stamina. While disappointment or boredom may lead most people to change trajectory, the gritty individual stays in the course. To be gritty is to have passion and perseverance about something in your life. This doesn't mean that you necessarily engage in all possible pursuits with equivalent passion and perseverance. To understand greed, think of the last long-term goal you worked toward. What was the time span? A month or two? Half a year? Several years? Did you achieve it? Were there setbacks along the way, but you persisted? Example of goals where grit is manifested is learning and mastering a musical instrument, a sport, or any skill. A more specific example. You have always had an interest in learning a martial art, but you are older compared to other students in the class and your body is not flexible. Other students are faster, stronger, and more flexible than you. But you never miss training sessions, you practice the techniques, and learn to adapt them to your body while also increasing your stamina, speed, and accuracy. After several months, you earn your first rank toward a black belt.
Advantages of being gritty. Based on various researches, people who are extremely gritty tend to have increased self-control and discipline, better mental health and well-being. WHO defines mental health as a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her own community. Higher life satisfaction, higher feelings of worth, higher resilience, and lower levels of perceived stress. The first component of grit is passion. Passion means having an enduring interest in the task you are doing. Having something you care about in an abiding, loyal, steady way. If you'd like to follow your passion but haven't yet fostered one, you must begin by discovering. Ask yourself, what do I like to think about? Where does my mind wander? What do I really care about? What matters most to me? How do I enjoy spending my time? And in contrast, what do I find absolutely unbearable? The second component of grit is perseverance. Being persistent and never giving up until a task is done or your goal is achieved. Perseverance over adversity can be achieved by having a growth mindset. A belief that one's talents and abilities aren't fixed and that these can all be grown and improved depending on how much effort we put into developing them. There are various ways to develop a growth mindset. It can be summarized into embracing challenges, persisting in the face of setbacks, taking responsibility for our words and actions, and acknowledging that effort is the path toward mastery. It is basically the reason why practice makes perfect. Optimistic self-talk. Showing yourself some self-compassion and understanding for who you are and what you've been through. Examples of positive talk may be, I have the power to change my mind. Attempting to do this took courage and I'm proud of myself for trying. Even though it wasn't the outcome I hoped for, I learned a lot about myself. I might still have a way to go, but I'm proud of how far I have already come. I am capable and strong. I can get through this. Tomorrow is a chance to try again, with the lessons learned from today. I will give it my all to make this work. I can't control what other people think, say, or do. I can only control myself. This is an opportunity for me to try something new. I can learn from the situation and grow as a person. With a growth mindset, you will be able to persevere and be gritty. To understand growth mindset better, watch this video.
Here are two seeds, both planted on the same day, in the same soil, in the same garden bed. One is very curious, full of life, and ready to grow as tall as it can. The other is filled with fear. What if the sun is too strong? and burns my leaves once I grow, it thinks. Or what if a beast eats my tender sprouts? No way, not a chance I am leaving my shell. So, it remains still and stagnant, rigid in its place. The brave seed feels the heat of the sun above and starts to push hard out of its shell. Sure, it has doubts about reaching the outside world, but its curiosity is stronger than anything. I want to see all the living creatures of this garden, it thinks. I can't wait to feel the morning dewdrops on my leaves. The little seed keeps pushing until a single sprout comes out. It grows and grows through sunny, warm days. It even grows through colder, stormy days, because the brave seed knows that the sun will always return. Throughout life, you will have moments when you feel like either one of these seeds. The way we see the world around us and how we behave towards life is called our mindset. You can choose to have a fixed mindset or to have a growth mindset. When you have a fixed mindset, things can seem too hard. Negative thoughts might cloud your mind and you start to give up easily. I can't do this. You may believe that if you are not good at something, then you never will be. I'm just born this way. The obstacles you face can hold you back, and you begin avoiding challenges. What's the point of trying? Just like the fearful seed. However, you can always choose to have a growth mindset. A growth mindset helps you believe that your goals are within reach with effort and perseverance. Life is a great big adventure. It shows you that failure is a normal part of your journey. The obstacles you encounter will only make you stronger. Challenges and mistakes help me learn. You'll enjoy the challenges you face and become more resilient. I want to become my best self, just like the brave seed. Fear is a natural emotion. We all experience it, and it can make changing your mindset difficult. The important thing is to try. So here are some tips to switch on your growth mindset. Perfection does not exist. Aiming for perfection is like running a race without a finishing line. Trying to achieve it will only exhaust you. When negative thoughts fill your head, you can turn them around by simply adding "yet" at the end. See challenges as adventures. They will make you more resilient and can open new worlds. If you work hard, you will see progress. And don't worry about mistakes. They are a part of life, and we can learn from them. The good news is, the sun always comes out after a storm. By having a growth mindset, you might even find that a little rain won't bother you much at all.
The first psychological asset of gritty people is interest. Passion begins with intrinsically enjoying what you do. Success requires being deeply interested in what you are working on. The second psychological asset of gritty people is practice. Practice is a daily discipline of trying to do things better than you did yesterday. Grit is not just about the quantity of time devoted to interest, but also the quality of time. Not just more time on a task, but also better time in it. Start solving smaller problems first, and practice by focusing on your weakness and doing it over and over again. 4 hours a day, week after month after year. The third psychological asset of gritty people is purpose. It is your conviction that your work matters. It is also having a sense of meaning on what you are doing. Know the whys before the what of a particular task. The fourth psychological asset of gritty people is hope, keeping it going even when things are difficult. It's having the belief that your dreams are within your reach. Failure is often inevitable, but if we learn to embrace failure as an opportunity to learn, improve, and then get back up again, we're more likely to succeed in the future attempts.
The Depression, Anxiety, Stress Scale 21 results. The Depression, Anxiety, Stress Scale 21, or DASS 21, can give us insight into the presence, severity, and impact of the negative emotional states of depression, anxiety, and stress over the past week. However, DASS 21 is not used to conclude that you have a disorder. Other symptoms such as sleep, appetite, sexual disturbances, and suicidality in depression are not covered in DASS and should be assessed separately. Further exploration through other assessment procedures or referral to a specialist is highly encouraged if one's result shows higher scores, such as mild, severe, and extremely severe in any of the three dimensions. Likewise, results that show lower scores or normal should not be used as a replacement for comprehensive clinical assessment. The first factor is depression. Your score in this factor reflects your experiences that may be symptoms of depression. Persistent feelings of severe unhappiness, uneasiness, and dissatisfaction. Having no expectations or being pessimistic about the future. For example, you ask yourself, why do I have to attend my classes when I would be failing them anyway? Perceiving life as meaningless or having no value. Being overly critical about and undervaluing oneself, ability, and achievements. For example, you tell yourself, nobody will ever love me because I'm broken. Lack of interest or involvement in activities, including activities you previously enjoyed. Being unable to experience enjoyment or satisfaction. Lack of motivation, energy, and initiative to do things. For example, you may have difficulty doing simple daily tasks like proper hygiene, such as showering, brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, and changing into clean clothes. You may also have the tendency to stay in your bed for longer periods of time. If you scored highly in this area, it may help to explore strategies that may help you cope with the possible symptoms of depression. Reaching out to your support systems such as friends and family. This may be a good avenue to express your thoughts and feelings to people who make you feel safe and cared for if you are not ready to seek professional help. This will not just help unload pent-up emotions, but it will also make you feel heard. Moreover, it helps your friends and family understand you better and be aware of what they can do to help you when needed. Joining social activities to alleviate isolation and expose yourself to sunlight. Joining social activities, especially those that instigate purpose and meaning like volunteering, may help you steer away from isolation. Additionally, activities held outdoors expose you to sunlight. Being exposed to sunlight increases hormones that help you feel calm and focused and improve your mood. It also helps your body feel awake as a response to light exposure, further contributing to reducing feeling sluggish or wanting to stay in bed for longer periods of time. Engaging in physical activities like exercise help you produce happy hormones that trigger positive feelings and relaxation. Journaling may also help to remind yourself that there is still good that happens to you and around you. For example, you can write 3 things you're grateful for each day, or write the highlights of your day. The second factor is anxiety. Your score in this factor reflects your experiences that could perhaps be symptoms of anxiety. Physiological symptoms like awareness of dryness of the mouth, sweating, hyperventilation, increased heart rate, skeletal muscle tension like shaky hands or trembling, and others in situations that the population deems normal. Escape, cautious or avoidant behaviors. Out of proportion fear. Excessive vigilance in preparation for future danger. For example, preparing 20 blue books for one exam. If your scores show a higher result in this area, you might want to try the following. Practicing different activities that remind you that you are still in control when you feel anxious. Breathing exercises help you become conscious of your breathing and regulate your nervous system, encouraging your body to become more relaxed. Grounding techniques. For example, you can enumerate 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. You may also find other grounding techniques available online. Meditating activities. For example, yoga, listening to music, having long walks, looking at sceneries, gardening, painting, completing a puzzle, and others. Learning what triggers your anxiety through journaling may also help alleviate your anxieties. Write and describe the events that are currently making you feel anxious. Keep in mind that most of the time, it is the anticipation of the future that makes you anxious and not what is currently happening. As you read and reflect on your concerns, explore your options. Could things be different? Can you make your situation better? Can you change your thoughts about it? Ask yourself questions that challenge your thoughts, like, how likely is it that this will happen? How do I know? If what I fear occurs, is it possible that things will not be too bad after all? Is there something I can learn from it if it actually happens? Writing and challenging your thoughts can help you relieve anxiety. It helps you see that things are less likely to happen and they are not as bad as you think they could be. The last factor is stress. Your score in this factor gives insight into your experiences that may possibly be symptoms of stress. Symptoms may be physical, psychological, or behavioral. For physical, there could be nervous arousal or tensed muscles. For psychological, there's difficulty relaxing, which may also be physical and behavioral. Being easily upset or agitated, or being touchy. Being impatient or intolerant of interruption or delay, or being overreactive. For behavioral, you can get easily startled or become nervy, jumpy, or fidgety. If your results show a higher score in this domain, here are some suggestions you could explore in managing stress. Taking care of yourself by exercising regularly helps release happy hormones that help relieve anxiety and stress. Eating healthily helps obtain the nutrients you need to keep a strong mind and healthy body. And getting through enough sleep contributes to improving your mood, help you perform better in tasks, and have a clearer mind. For example, you can take 20 to 30 minutes of brisk walking. Eat the right food at the right time, or avoid caffeine and or nicotine close to your bedtime. Taking breaks help protect your emotional energy, maintain your performance throughout the day, and lessen your recovery time. For example, you can set a designated time for breaks and follow them diligently. You can stretch, nap, or take social breaks, or chat with friends, etc. Talking to your support system about your feelings can help release heaviness and provide opportunities for reassurance, encouragement, and wisdom you might need. Reconceptualizing thoughts and experiences may be helpful as it changes your perspective through awareness, reflection, and realization of what you need to do. Essentially, this gives you a way to accept that there are things you cannot control, but you can use the situation as a learning curve to challenge yourself and bring about your potential and develop your skills. Cultivating hope by having faith in a higher being also helps us accept that there are things beyond our control and embrace our human experience. Acknowledging small wins to emphasize your progress and how you overcame difficulties. And manifesting positive outcomes instead of focusing on what might go wrong. There are many more coping strategies that you may utilize, and although these coping strategies may help, it is still very much encouraged that you reach out to a professional for further assessment, especially when your results show higher scores in any of the 3 factors. Remember, there is nothing wrong with asking for help. Thank you for watching the interpretation of your personality test results. For elaboration and inquiries, or if you need someone to talk to, feel free to message us on the Guidance Center Facebook page. Our school psychologists, guidance counselors, and psychometricians are more than willing to listen to you. Thank you and have a great day.